Good day. The name is Richard Ako again. I am here again with the AFCON countdown, but today I am tackling Morocco and Comoros. Tomorrow, the tournament is kicking off. It is Morocco against Comoros. I'll be talking about the host nation and Comoros in the AFCON, the competition. The name again is Richard Ako or Nana Kwesi Ajiman. You can find me on YouTube, Richard Ako or Ammonia 84. The first team not to have won the opening game as the host nation in the AFCON was Sudan in 1957. After that, every nation hosting the competition wins its first game or draws its first game. Yeah. The first team to have not won the AFCON opener as a host nation was Libya in 1982. Yeah, it took 27 years for a team not to have won its opening game in the Nations Cup. Every team prior to 1982 and after 1957, every team wins its opener. Yeah, as a host nation, every team wins it. But Libya couldn't win it in 1982. They were in a group with Cameroon, Ghana, and Tunisia. And as at 1982, Tunisia hasn't won the Nations Cup. Cameroon, even though it has won 5 Nations Cup, in 1982 hasn't won none. It hasn't won any of the AFCON. And Libya, as to date, hasn't won the AFCON. Ghana has won 3 by 1982. It has won 3. It won the 1982 Nations Cup itself, and the last time Ghana won the Nations Cup was 1982. I hope you understand me. So that is what it is. On 5th March 1982, Ghana and Libya played 2-2. Yeah, Ghana and Libya played 2-2. I told you in my previous video that George Alassane is not a Ghanaian. He's from Burkina Faso, but he plays for Ghana. His parents are both the father and the mother are both from Burkina Faso, but they were residing in Ghana. So they bought this George Alassane, and George Alassane naturalized for Ghana. He scored the first goal for Ghana. Yeah, in the 58th minute. I'm sorry, in the 28th minute. By the 58th minute, Abdelrazak Jana, yeah, I think so. Abdelrazak Jana, yeah, he equalized for the Libyans. Fauzi Umar made it 2-1 for the Libyans, but Samoro Pokunti made it 2-2. Yeah, Samoro Pokunti made it 2-2. So for the first time in its history, in the AFCON history, the host nation couldn't win its opener. In fact, the first time a host nation lost its opening game was in Egypt in 1986. Yeah, as a host nation, the first time you lose, the first time a host nation lost its AFCON opener was in 1986. Egypt hosted the 1986 AFCON and was in Group A alongside Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Mozambique. On 7th of March in 1986 at Cairo International Stadium, Senegal beat host nation Egypt by a lone goal. That goal was scored by Tieno. Yeah, Tieno Yum. I remember the name, Tieno Yum. Yeah, he scored the lone goal for Senegal. And Egypt, even though Egypt lost the opener, it went on to win the AFCON. Yeah, it went on to win the AFCON for the 3rd time. The second team to have hosted the AFCON and lost the opening game was in Senegal, 1992. Yeah, Senegal hosted the competition and then lost the opening game. I remember Samson Sasia and the late Stephen Keshi. They gave Nigeria 2-1 win over host nation Senegal. Jules Bukandi, he passed away in 2012. He scored the lone goal for Senegal. That game ended 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. Tunisia is and was the last team. Tunisia is and was the last team to have lost its opener. Yeah, its host nation to have lost the opener. Tunisia lost it on 26 March 1994. Yeah, 26 March 1994. When they lost 2-0 to Mali. Yeah, I remember Ferland Koulibaly and Modibo Sidibe. Yeah, they scored both goals for Mali to beat Tunisia in that season. Burkina Faso was the last team to have lost its opening game. Yeah, in 1998. Burkina Faso lost the opening game in 1998. Cameroon nicked them a long goal. Yeah, Cameroon nicked them a long goal. For the records, only Egypt have hosted the Nations Cup, and then lost the opener, and then continue to win the AFCON. Yeah, it's Egypt who holds that record. So if Morocco loses tomorrow, let's say Morocco loses tomorrow, the odds are against Morocco to win a second Nations Cup. Morocco is playing Comoros as a host nation. Comoros has won only one game at the AFCON. Yeah, only one game after AFCON. 2021, they were in Group C together with the same Morocco. Yeah, they were together with Morocco, Gabon, and Ghana. Gabon beat them 1-0, followed by Morocco, who disciplined them 2-0. Yeah, then came their final group game against Ghana. Ghana had lost one in their opener to Morocco. It was a 1-0 that Morocco won, and then drew 1-1 against Gabon. So Ghana was desperate to win against Comoros in Garura. Yeah, 2022. Okay, the game was played in 2022, but for 2021 AFCON. I hope you're following me. It was played in 2022, but the competition should have been played in 2021. So we call it 2021 AFCON, but it actually happened in 2022, early 2022. Comoros beat Ghana 3-2. Unbelievable. It was a shock. It was a shock to the footballing world, and everybody that follows African football was shocked that Comoros beat Ghana at 3-2. That win took Comoros to the knockout stages of the competition, and when they met Cameroon. But unfortunately, Cameroon beat them 2-1. Yeah, so that remains the only victory Comoros has in its solitary appearance at the AFCON. Until this year's edition, Comoros has only played once at AFCON and then won one at the AFCON. Morocco has a very strange and unique record at the AFCON. Morocco has a very strange and unique record. Up until Senegal 1992, Morocco doesn't win or lose its opening game at the AFCON. Very beautiful. Yeah, Morocco doesn't win and doesn't lose at the AFCON. I'll give you all the 6 times Morocco has played the AFCON before 1982 that they draw all their games. In 1972, when they first made the AFCON, they drew 1-1 with Congo Brazzaville. Again, they drew 2-2 with Sudan in 1976. That is the year they went on to win the AFCON. In 1978, it was 1-1 against Tunisia. They drew 1-1 with Guinea in 1980. And then in 1986, it was 0-0 against Algeria, and as a host nation, they drew 0-0. So before 1992, Morocco couldn't win or lose its opener. Morocco was in Group B in 1982. Morocco was in Group B alongside Cameroon and DR Congo. In the opening game of the campaign, Cameroon beat them 1-0. Yeah, Cameroon beat them 1-0 in the opener. The goal was scored by Andrea Oman Biek. Andrea Oman Biek. Do you know, if you know Francois Oman Biek, he is the elder brother of Francois Oman Biek. Yeah. Cameroon beat them 1-0. So for the first time, there was no draw, but a loss at the opening game for Morocco. Morocco did not qualify to the Tunisia 94, South Africa 1996, but made a comeback in Burkina Faso 1998. Just like the previous 6, where they drew, they continue their draw process. Yeah, they drew 1-1 with Zambia. Yeah, in fact, it took them 28 years since their debut in 1972 to win the AFCON game, to record the first win. And it happened at the National Stadium in Lagos, Nigeria. Under Ghanaian referee Alex Corte, Morocco beat Congo Brazzaville by a long goal. Indeed, it had to be Congo Brazzaville, because if you have been following me, you will notice that when Morocco first qualified to the AFCON, its first game was against Congo Brazzaville. It ended 1-1 in 1972. It was against Congo Brazzaville in 1972 that Morocco first kicked the game again in the AFCON. In Mali 2002, it was a continuation of the draw. Yeah, it was a continuation. In their group game against Ghana, it was a 0-0. They recorded their second AFCON victory, opening game. Every time I'm talking about this opening game, they recorded the second AFCON victory in Tunisia in 2004 when Youssef Hadji is the younger brother of Mustafa Hadji, 1998 AFCON African best player. Yeah, if you remember Mustafa Hadji, Youssef Hadji is the younger brother of Mustafa Hadji, who in 1998 was the African best player. In Egypt 2006, Morocco lost its second opening match when they lost to Ivory Coast. In Ghana 2008, they won 5-1 against Namibia and lost 2-1 to Tunisia in 2012. In South Africa 2013, they drew 0-0 with Algeria but lost to DR Congo in a 1-0 in 2017. 1-0 in 2019 against Namibia, 1-0 win in 2021 against the Black Stars of Ghana, and 3-0 win against Tanzania in 2023. The last 3 all wins without conceding. That is for Morocco. The last team to beat Morocco in the AFCON is South Africa. Yeah, South Africa is the last team to beat Morocco in the AFCON when they defeated them 2-0 in the round 16 of 2023 AFCON, which Ivory Coast won. Comoros and Morocco have played each other 5 times previously. Morocco has won 4, and 1 ended in a draw. No win for Comoros. The first time they met was in 2018 for 2029 AFCON qualifiers. In Group B, Morocco beat them 1-0 at Casablanca. They are in Casablanca, and they played 2-2 in the return leg. They met again on, I think, 2022 at the AFCON, at the 2021 AFCON. Remember I told you that AFCON was played in 2022, but we don't say 2022 AFCON, we say 2021 AFCON. Yeah, they beat them 2-0 in that AFCON in Yaoundé. Yeah, when they beat them. Their last encounter was in December 2025. This December, 2nd December, just a couple of weeks ago, when they beat them 3-1 in the Arab Cup, FIFA Arab Cup. So that is that for Comoros and Morocco. I am expecting a big victory for Morocco. Just that it won't be easy for Morocco. Comoros is new. They are not that strong. They don't have a strong record, but they did very well in their last AFCON, and they have been doing very well since they started getting into football. So that's that. I'll be doing Mali and Zambia tomorrow. So tomorrow, see me again. Bye. My name is Richard Darko. As I told you before, you can find me on YouTube, Richard Darko or Ammonia 84. Thank you. Bye.